terrifying.
I told you I wasn't lying.
Sorry, I should have warned you.
You were lying. I didn't think I was lying. No one, we didn't have a chance to think you were lying because you literally went, have you ever had pipe bum? I know a guy who had pipe bum. He's downstairs right now. I had to be quick. I didn't know if you'd be gone. Yeah.
But Joe was back almost once. Stir halted the column and sent a dozen of his friends trotting forward, spears in hand. By then,
She came in, she was like panicking. She was like,
more
okay,
optimistic than I expected. Because with Nintendo, I knew it was going to be a gimmicky thing.
and then she'll go on
that.
off topic
So I
about
didn't have very
it.
high expectations. And a
just
cross
be like-
low bar, I suppose.
I think what immunisation is giving you a bit.
whenever a baby's born, he replied, his voice faint. It is a pleasure to look on you again, even in such trying times. You are kind to say so. Catelyn could feel gloom in the room. Even the great John seemed somber and subdued. She looked at their grim faces and said, "What's happened?"
Properly assessing your product, then what will happen is that some of those people, probably the majority, is garbage or not. Fuck that street cleaner coming through here trying to disrupt our neighborhood. History.
You understand your own.
You haven't thought it through, but this is your job. Some people aren't responsible. Society keeps them on track.
I don't want to chuck it away because that'd be a waste.
So you're having brain salts and everything, your cornflakes, in your tea. A wasp got in the flat, you know trouble's brewing. It was massive, the biggest wasp ever. Suzanne asked me to get it out, but
Here belongs to Theon, or Asher, if the prince is dead.
What's
That
that called?
is the law. A Greenland law, said Aaron with contempt.
What's a
is that
fucking
law?
cock? Just
We are
stopping.
on law. The
Just
sovereign
stopping.
of the sea
On a
chose-
motor.
No, but what I mean is when I say something that I think I have got a point there. Yeah, but you're
More
always
people
wrong.
leaving it to the last minute.
But why do they do this? Why do they think
Stop
we've got
it.
to keep everything? Because
Just,
we're living in a
just
world now
fucking
where everything
stop
is
it.
sort of thinnable.
And they had a version of, and it was like a big, heavy, huge hit.
did they? Because they were blue with a very big hair, big yellow hair.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Sure, it's there. There's the world's smallest sculpture by a guy called John T. Hurwitz. It was unveiled earlier this year, and it was less old.
When he saw one good blow, and we'll be bringing up beside them. Exhausted as they were, his rowers bent.
Daedalic generally make good stuff, especially if you're into point and click adventures, so you might want to be having a look at Silence. It's out right now.
The next game's called Lantern. A game where you
To follow there. Only our tracks. Rain wondered if it wouldn't be better to meet the rider here, with her blade walls to serve as cloaks. German Buckley wore a rope of pearls and garnets over his gilded lance. Brain. They came upon the first corpse, a mile from the crossroads. He swung beneath the limb of a dead tree whose blackened trunk still bore the scars of the lightning that had killed it. The carrying crows had been at work this year. They fuck you blind, he said, but you'll never feel their lips on yours. Do you think my sister kisses Kettleback? Sir Eliab did not answer. I don't think it would be proper for me. No more plantings, no more hopes of one last harvest. He found himself wondering what his father would do to feed the realm. Before he remembered that Tywin Lannister was dead. When morning broke, the snow was ankle deep, and deeper in the Godswood, where drifts had piled up under the trees. Squires, stable boys, and high-born pages wanting
Well, I knew it. This is so annoying. Why are they doing that all the time?
I don't know. I mean,
Hang on, you haven't.
They can tell frustration, sadness, fear, depression. 90% accuracy, just by the way you use your mouse.
to some extent thought it was a pretty solid game, right?
Time in between Gungeon and Isaac, and Gungeon came and I was like, you know what? Let's go back to Wooden Bears for an obscene amount of money, like where the only way I could have actually been ready to do that, or to pay that, was to have been doing illegal things and kind of framing my residence.
His parts could ever look on you and not desire you, Daenerys. That is not why I would marry you, however. Before you came, Marine was dying. Our rulers were old men with withered cocks and crones whose pocket cunts were dry as dust. They sat atop their pyramids, sipping apricot wine and talking of the glories of the old empire, whilst the centuries slipped by, and the very bricks of the city crumbled.
Did it everyone would say, why is she suddenly so warm and approachable? Yeah, so he didn't want to talk to reporters. He's got
Cities designed, leaving massive fold mountains from Norway to the Appalachians in North America, while the volcanoes
English words go into German was shitstorm, and last year it was gate. Gate? What?
Oh,
to me,
as in Watergate.
I think it means like a media storm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Gesture did one of the residents make that really upset him? Oh yeah. And the answer is that he climbed onto the city wall, dropped his trousers, and broke wind at the approaching troops.
How did they know from that distance that he broke wind? And that must have been like one of those areas that.
It's not my fault if he wants to land 40.
Was the leader of this province. And he is also the head of the International Chess Federation. He's the one who claims to have been abducted by aliens.
And he thinks they're sweet corn and chess from outer space or something.
Exactly. And in
Right.
1998, to host the 33rd Chess Olympiad, he built Chess City with lead-based paint that he uses. Either way, he then had to look the canvas with a cling film covered, paint-covered tongue.
Because he was inspired by someone he saw on YouTube, an Indian man who painted with his tongue, but who also got quite bad toxic fumes poisoning. So he decided to avoid that. But do you know who he says his favourite artist is? When he was asked who his favourite artist was, his second favourite is Picasso.
Picasso.
Yeah.
Can you a lot of bad words? He used to say that whenever he did a food product like a cereal or something, that in between takes there was someone who would come and sort of move a Rice Krispie into a kind of spot of the hole and like, you know.
A vacuum in the straw that water fills up from the fill. So it's just how long can I breathe in? I think I can breathe in long enough to suck in 3 meters worth of air to breathe.
Yeah, but the difference is with a straw, you can pause, you can take breaks. As in, if I was sucking, because if you, like, you're more likely to find bands that say Beatles are an influence to them than you are not, I would say.
So I think what we're saying is all those bands are wrong.
I know, who knew?
I think this guy did acknowledge that the Beatles were still part of that revolution in American music. It was just like the Rolling Stones who seemed to...
I claim no expertise in the field of web design. I know just enough to maintain my site without having to call on too many friends for too many favours. 24. And it was easy to tuck away on account of them giving it just 19 words, 3 of which are Hindu.
Singing fair maids of summer. He calls himself a bard. In truth, he's more a panda. Lord Manderley had brought musicians from White Harbour, but none were singing. So when Abel turned up at the gates with a lute and 6 wings, it was made ready.